All right, welcome to the Iowa Hawkeyes Dynasty Rebuild. This is going to be the next series I do. In fact, I will connect a Madden franchise to this and import some of the good players into that once it drops. Of course, it's not out yet, but I decided to do the Iowa Hawkeyes based on some friend suggestions. So this is the team we're doing. If you were watching the FIU Panthers one, I stopped uploading just because so many big YouTubers started making series out of it. So I just kind of didn't want to keep uploading it. I still play it on my free time. We're like 4-time natty champions. But for, now we're going to be doing the Hawkeyes as the newest one. So, we're signing with them. In the last 3 years, they've gone 10-4, 8-5, and then 10-4 again. Of course, we are going to try and improve upon that. We want to do even better. Now, obviously, Iowa's known for having a top-tier defense and a lackluster offense. You probably see more highlights of their punter than you do anyone on their offense. But that's okay, because we're coming in. We're going to change that. We're going to change the philosophy around here, improve the scouting, hopefully. And if all goes well, we will hopefully build a championship contender sooner rather than later. So let's take a quick look at the depth chart. Now, I'm not a very big college football guy. Like, I'm starting to get into it in the last 2 years, but I don't really know a lot of these players myself, even though they are real players and they could be really good, right? So our starting QB this year is going to be Cade McNamara. We have a senior running back who's pretty decent, LaShawn Williams. He is very slow, though, which is kind of a knock on him. But there is a freshman down here who's a receiving back with 92 speed. So maybe he can develop a little bit. He might be the guy who replaces Williams after this year. We'll have to see. At wide receiver, we're going to have not great ones, right? What we're going to try and build in this rebuild is some bigger guys. We want some, maybe some 6'5", physical wide receivers that can block, because I think this is going to be a run heavy team. And hopefully it goes well. Now, of course, tight end university is a nickname that Iowa's kind of gotten, producing some really big name tight ends in the NFL. Right now we have a redshirt senior, Luke Lockie, I believe is his name. I think he's supposed to be drafted. Like, he's projected to be drafted pretty decently, if I remember correctly. And then they have a really good backup tight end who's a junior. So they do really good with their tight ends on offense. And that's pretty much it, I guess. We have a really good senior right guard. Our left tackle is a junior, and he's pretty good. Senior at center, a junior at left guard, and then or I guess it would be right guard, but he is a left guard. At right tackle, we have a senior as well. So we're going to need to really get some offensive weapons early. And then, of course, they're highlighted. The best players on this team are going to be on defense. We have a senior left end, a senior right end. At DT, a junior starting, and Nick Jackson, who's a 90 overall, very good. He is a senior, and we will have to replace him after this year, but should be good for year one. Middle linebacker, Jay Higgins, is very, very good. He is a 95 overall with the boost right now. A lot of great mental and physical attributes or whatever. I forget what they're called. They're not badges, are they? But Higgins looks really, really good. He's not the fastest at 82 speed, but still a great player. Should be really good for us. And then left outside linebacker, once again, it's right outside, but we have a left outside linebacker playing it. Not as good. And in fact, I'm going to switch Fisher and Zach Tweed? I guess it's Tweed. I don't know. At corner, not the most athletic guys. We kind of do want a few better athletes. I want this team to be more physical than most teams, but I won't hate on, getting some very good athletes. Our safeties are really good as well. A 92 overall in Castro, and a 90 overall in Xavier and Wankba. Should be really good. In fact, our backup free safety is a senior, and he's an 89 overall. He's very good. How good are our corners? Would he be a potential move to corner? He might be for us. What are our kickers? We have a junior kicker who's not terrible. And then the best offensive weapon we have, Rise Dakin, who's a freshman. So we'll have to see how this rebuild goes year one. We're going to focus very much on the future, obviously. But we could be good off the rip. Our first game is going to be against an FCS team. Really don't like that. I like to play against real teams, and maybe a team that can get us going, who's not amazing, would be a decent start. We'll keep it close. Eastern Michigan, that works for me. We'll play at Eastern Michigan. I'd rather play at Eastern Michigan. We'll play at home for the Iowa Corn bowl game. It's not a bowl game, but trophy game. I don't know. This is a rivalry, of course. It's Iowa State, and Iowa is definitely better, so I expect to win that. Then we play Troy, who did really good last year. And then we play a lot of away games, which concerns me. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to switch this game to being against a team at home, and then we'll play a home game, so that way we can hopefully have a visit this week, if it all works out, of course. I'd like to keep it close, but we obviously don't have to. We could do West Virginia. I don't hate that. I don't hate the idea of getting a tough game in here either. Like, Tennessee could be good. And Tennessee obviously is a very good team. LSU might be just a little too difficult year one. I don't know. Tennessee is going to be really tough. But I don't hate playing a tough team. So we're going to remove Troy and play Tennessee. That's the game plan here. Take Troy off and find Tennessee again. They are going to be tough, but hey, that's what we're coming here to do. We are going to play at home for that one. And then, of course, the rest of the games are locked. So that's going to be our schedule. Hopefully that works out well. Now, we're going to get into the recruiting. Quickly, we'll see if there's any 5-stars that are maybe interested in us. There's a chance this team is very good already, especially on defense. And in fact, there's 2 players that are interested in us. The 2nd-ranked player in the country and the 5th-ranked player in the country, who's actually very much interested in us. So we're going to obviously target these 2. We're going to target a lot of these 4-star guys as well that just want to be on the team. And that's kind of the best thing you can do for me, is be interested in my team, and there's a good chance I'll be interested in you. We're going to keep going down this, and that's all of them. So now we have 7 more players. I'm going to add those on my own, just kind of look at what we need, and I'll get back to you once we kind of have some of them either scouted or just once we run out of hours. All right, so one of the 5-stars that was interested in us is a 5-star left tackle. We're his 2nd one on the board, and he's a gem, which means he's like a steal, I guess, for a 5-star. He's the 5th-ranked player in the country. So obviously this guy's like a must-get if we can. We have a really good pipeline from where he's from, and he likes our team. So we're going to send the house on this dude, guaranteed. Kind of the same thing here. He's not a gem, but he has 86 finesse moves at left end, and he's a 5-star, 2nd-ranked player in the country. We're going to send everything we can at getting these guys if it's possible. Now, one of the biggest things we have to do is get a QB. And the first guy that I want on this team is going to be Laron Tam. He only has 87 speed, but he does have a cannon, and he's 6'4". So I kind of think he'll kind of fit our scheme pretty well. He's not going to be the fastest guy, which is fine. He doesn't have to be for what we're trying to run. And then I offered on some of these other guys as well. We offered on this guy who's a little slower, has a little bit less throw power, maybe a little bit more accurate though. Should also be kind of similar situation for him. I added these 5-star QBs and offered them contracts or scholarships. I didn't scout them because I doubt we'll be able to get any of them, but who knows? Maybe they'll be interested in us. At running back, we have a power back here that we're going to try and get. He's a 4-star with 89 speed, 86 break tackle, 85 trucking. This is kind of the exact type of guy we're looking for this team. And we're 2nd on his board, so we offered on him. And then Freeland, he's an elusive back, but he's a gem at 4-star with 92 speed, 83 juke. I really want both these guys. I think these guys could be a 1-2 punch if we can get them in, and they complement each other very, very well.
That could be very great. We did offer on this elusive back as well. He's just another good running back. He's ninth. We're ninth on his board in case the other guys don't work out. Offered on a bunch of wide receivers, route runners, and physical guys, kind of the exact opposite of each other. So that way we have some balance. At tight end, I only offered on one tight end, Sam Stacy. He's a possession tight end. I didn't really scout him too much. I just wanted to get a look at him, and then we'll go from there. And then, you know, just a bunch of players to fill out our team that look like they'll fit what we're trying to run, and hopefully it works out. There is a middle linebacker here that I do want pretty bad, Dudley Hasty. He has 85 tackle, 85 speed. He just looks solid, and he is interested in us, and that's good enough for me. At corner, some good players here. This slot corner is actually unbelievably, like, athletic. He has 92 change of direction. He isn't the fastest, but he has really good abilities to play maybe that nickel slot corner for us. And then over here, there's a man-to-man corner with 94 speed. He could be an outside guy for us if all works out. But yeah, so just some players to look at. We're going to sim to next week. We might just be straight up knocked off a lot of these guys' boards. It wouldn't really surprise me. I think it would be pretty fair. Some of them just won't want to be on our team. And actually, I guess all of them are interested in us except for the 5-star QBs, which is fair, I suppose. But yeah, I guess the first thing we'll take a look at is the QBs real quick. And actually, DeAndre Cobb, we went down on quite a bit. That's not going to scare me at all. We're send the house on him, 100%. And then over here, we went down one on the left end. Once again, just another player we're sending the house on. If we can even fight for these guys, I think it's worth it, especially Cobb. Now QB, let's see what we got going on. This 5-star scrambler is being heavily recruited by Texas. I would love to get to know this guy more. Maybe he's a fantastic player, probably is. We're not going to take a look at him. He's just getting too heavily recruited by Texas. Now Cliff Slate, more interesting to me. He has 92 speed, 95 throw power. I mean, this guy's crazy good. We just won't get him. He's so good. I think Alabama and Florida are just probably going to land him. And then similar situation over here. We'll look at him first. Like, yeah, I mean, this guy really would fit our scheme well too, but I don't think we're going to do anything with him. The most important one here is LaRon Tam. He is getting pursued by some good teams. I think we might even be able to get Slate, which would be kind of crazy. I can't pass up a QB like this if he's an option. We're going to send the house on him. Now, what is James? He's not really getting recruited except for Texas A&M. I'm going to offer the house at LaRon Tam too. I want to get in these guys' conversation. Slate might just be a no-go, but we'll give it a shot at least. Talib, we were the only team to offer for him. Maybe he'll join us, right? That'd be sick. And then Freeland, a player that I want really badly. So we're going to send the house. These other guys, we're not going to get Proctor. Kuma is someone I am interested in. I'm just not going to send a lot of points at him. We'll keep him on the board for now. Maybe later down the line we can be more interested in him. These guys, man, we'd really have to send the house for this guy. How good is he, though? I mean, he looks like he's an athletic freak, but he isn't the most talented. He's a bust. I think we're going to remove him, unfortunately. Would like to kind of see more on him, but we just don't have the points. Which one is the physical guy? So this is the other one. And Mizzou, once again, really making a push for this guy. And he's also not great. I don't think we're going to invest more in him. We do need some wide receivers, so we're going to have to find the right ones. This guy could be an interesting fit for us. All of these guys are being recruited. The tight end. That kind of hurts. I don't love that. We don't have a lot of hours left. We're going to have to kind of manage them pretty well. Yeah, this is going to be rough. But I'm going to keep doing this on my own. It's going to take a while for me to decide on every player I want to do. So I will tune you in once we have everything set. All right, so I finished scouting and then went to the next week. We took the lead on the second-ranked player in the class, Marcus Hendricks. But we'll have to keep the gas pedal pressed with him. No letting off. And kind of the same thing here. We haven't taken the lead, and Michigan is not going to make it easy. We have to give everything we got for him. Slate, kind of a rough one. Alabama and Florida are also making pushes for him. And I just don't think he's a reasonable guy for us to get. I mean, he's phenomenal. He's a 5-star QB with 92 speed, 95 throw power. I think maybe there's a chance they slow down in recruiting him and we're able to get him. I just don't want to take that risk and waste all these points in a QB that's just not attainable. It's just unfortunately going to be that way. Laurent Tam might be a similar situation. I just think he's more reasonable for us to get. And then up here, Castaneda, not really being recruited by anybody. This might be our backup option. We will definitely contact his family and friends and see if we can get on his board. The question is, should I start scouting more QBs? I don't really know. I really want Laurent Tam, but I don't know if he's going to be someone we can get. At running back, Talib, we're the only one pursuing right now, and hopefully it stays that way. The Freeland, the 4-star gem, all of a sudden we're his number 1. So we, of course, got to keep our gas on, or our foot on the gas pedal with him as well. There's a bunch of wide receivers here. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, right? So for right now, we have them all scholarship offered. I think the next best thing I can do is start trying to get these other positions looked at. There's a lot to go on here. I think we're going to have to remove this guy. I don't think McCray is going to be a guy we can get. This one we might be able to. We're going to scout him fully and see if he's worth it, because he might be. I think we'll contact his family and friends and see if we can stay in that battle. Only time will tell. There's just a lot of players being recruited by a bunch of teams, right? And these ones where we're only getting one tier of influence for the scholarship offer is kind of tough. I don't know what we're going to have to be able to do to keep up with a lot of them, right? This guy might be more manageable. I'm going to fully scout him, make sure he's not a bust. He's not. I think we'll do contact family and friends for this guy. Try and get back in that one. Might not be able to. Michigan targeting this guy really difficultly. Going to have to just get off of that recruitment, unfortunately. This athlete center might just be the move for us. And I kind of want to secure him sooner than later. We're going to contact his family and friends and see if that helps. Like I said, the DM we are making progress for. What about the other one? The other one getting pretty recruited. I don't know what I want to do. We're going to scout him. If he's a gem, we'll push. He does look good. I just don't think it's reasonable. I don't think it's reasonable. This is actually going more difficultly than I thought it would. This DT we scouted, he looks good. But unfortunately, a lot of the guys that are interested in us are just really interested in these great teams. And it's not going to be easy to get them. This guy, I think we're going to have to really do a lot more. We're going to actually contact family and friends and search his social media, spend 30 points on him per week, try and stay in that battle. And both corners here getting heavily recruited. See, like this safety might be the guy for us. We're going to fully scout him. 87 speed is concerning, but he's gettable, and that's kind of the big thing. Yeah, a lot more to look at, a lot of decisions to be made. I got 205 hours left. I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll resume at the end because I believe we have a game to play. I did all the scouting. Hopefully that all goes well. I added some more players to the board. I didn't take any more off, but I think next week will be the week where I really make decisions, right? But first thing first, we get to play Eastern Michigan for the season opener. Not our home opener, unfortunately, but season opener nonetheless, first game of the season. I love Iowa's unis, man. I think they have some very clean uniforms, very similar to the Steelers in a lot of ways, mainly just the color scheme. But these alternates are crazy. I like those. Current home option, all blacks. Current away option, white jersey, black pants, current home. And then, of course, the aways. We are just going to rock the basic aways for our first game. And we'll hop into this one. I'm not going to play, like, the full game, probably. But I'll play some... I'll probably play the first offensive and defensive drive. Get kind of a feel of our players. I didn't really touch up the rosters, and I didn't redshirt anybody, so that I will have to remember to do. And, oh yeah, we get to play on the gray Eastern Michigan field. Kind of a cool field. What makes it cool is that their unis are green, so we don't have to worry about not being able to see the players, as that can be annoying. As their QB is going to be Cole Snyder, a pure pocket passer, clearly. 68 speed. That boy is not running anywhere. I made our defensive playbook 4-4-3, or 3-3 tight. Did I just say 4-4-3? Because that is not what I meant to say. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with this team. I don't really know what the best personnel for it is, but I thought I'd try it. So it looks like this playbook is really not that, though. We'll just kind of have to get a feel as it goes, I suppose. And first things first, we're going to try and stop that run. We know this defense is more talented than the offense. So in theory, we should not be giving up too much successful offensive drives while we're on defense, right? But this is a video game, so maybe that won't work as well as we hope it will. We're going to run dime here. Hopefully it works, but we'll switch over here to our safety, which we know our safeties are insane. And that's just going to be a huge touchdown, as they just found the perfect gap in the zones. I mean, that kind of was on me. Like, that is probably where it should have been. I think I moved my guy from that even, but that wasn't where his full zone was. And, you know, it happens. We made a mistake on defense, and we paid the price. So, like I said, this will be a challenge even with how good this defense is, because in the game, it's not as good. We're only at 85 overall on defense. And when you give up 7 points to Eastern Michigan on their opening drive, it kind of scares you a little bit. Yeah, they are bad compared to us, so we can't let that happen again. This team, obviously, going to be a ground and pound team. Like I said, that's going to what we're also going to try and build it around. But it'll take time before we find a true identity, I suppose. I don't really want to just start airing it out. Even if we only get 2 yards on the first run, I think it's important to stick to our guns, with LaShawn Williams leading the way there. Halfback smash here, I think, should be okay. And in fact, we're going to throw this outside. Terrible blocking from 3. In fact, it completely messed up our ability to get any yards there, as he did not block his guy. And we're going to get lucky because of that penalty. I got to turn that off in settings. It's really broken in this game. There's like a roughing the punter, roughing the kicker call once a game if you play every game. And it can literally win you and lose you games. I'm going to accept the penalty, and we'll just call it a one-off mistake from Eastern Michigan, because they're not disciplined yet. I wasn't going to run verticals here, but they're pressing our wide receivers. They don't respect them. And they probably shouldn't, to be fair, but, you know, we're going to see if we can do anything about that. I didn't really take the yards there that I should have. That was a mistake. I'm very much used to playing with just pure athletes, and this is going to be a little bit of a change for my play style. So we'll have to get adjusted, get used to it, but that's fine. Playing one offensive, one defensive drive to start the game. I might play one more defensive, just because I would like a redemption after that first play. Now, part of what I do want this team to develop, because we're not going to have the most athletic players, is kind of this ability to... Okay, great. I kind of want to have the ability to, like, have some gadget plays to kind of throw the defense off. We're going to have to in order to really win some of these games, I think. And only 2... Oh my goodness, and he dropped it. Oh, wow. Alright, well, that didn't go well. I think we'll need to have some gadget types of plays to really keep the defense on their toes. And maybe that's what changes this offense from being terrible to pretty good. We'll play one more defensive drive, and then we're going to get to simming most of it. We will still hop in if it's a close game. I just don't want to spend too much time on this first season unless we're super successful, right? And when you're playing like this against Eastern Michigan, I'm not getting the feeling that we will be. Not the most confidence in me as the coach, but maybe I should be a little bit more optimistic. It is early in the season. And we're going to blitz, and it works that time as that stops them for no gain. Third down here. Let's see what they cook up here in Eastern Michigan. And Harris going to get right up in there, break up the pass. Almost was able to jump it, but played it safe. Just made sure it was incomplete, which I'm okay with because it was third down. So we're going to get back here. And maybe some of our best offense will have to be on special teams, right? I joked about the punter, but maybe our punt returner could be the next best thing for us. I am going to play one more offensive drive. We got to get something cooking here, all right? This is Eastern Michigan. We can't let them stall us out that easily, right? That would be disrespectful to me as the coach and maybe the fan base as a whole. We're going to run this. Kind of a bit of a trick play, I would say. Our QB doesn't really have wheels, but he can scramble when he needs to. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to scramble to the left, pick up the first. And, hey, we will get these rushing yards one way or another. I guarantee it. One thing I am worried about is some of these wide receiver recruits that we're going to be trying to get. Seeing this team only run the football might scare them a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll just kind of have to roll with the punches, figure it out as time goes on. But yeah, we'll be simming some games too, so maybe the stats will work out a little bit differently. I don't really know how Iowa does in simulation, I'm going to be honest. I have seen them do poorly a lot, but I don't know what their stats look like, so we'll have to see. I really didn't like what I saw. I'm going to just throw this one out of bounds. Let's play some smart football. You know, if you don't find what you like on the field, throw it out of bounds, please. Now, Williams picks up 3 there. But this line in college football is really bad from the start. And we have a weak side of our line as well, so we'll have to see how it goes. We are going to run it right up the middle. We kind of have the personnel, if everyone wins their blocks, that we get a free down here. And we do. We get a first down, pick it up. And now we are in the red zone. Can I get these tight ends out there? These are going to be our big weapons on offense, especially early on. I kind of want to get them running routes, see if we can target them. I'm going to target him all the way on the other side of the field. Going to be incomplete. End of the quarter. That's okay. That wasn't terrible. I kind of like the effort from everyone involved. And maybe one way to kind of confuse the defense is make them think we're running gadget type of plays and then actually just run it straight forward, you know? And we did get some yards. It looked bad. Looked like we were about to not get any, but we did get some yards, so hey. I love these Texas routes that these running backs run. I'm going to put Anderson on a streak. If he beats his press, we might just immediately gun it to him. Otherwise, we're going to actually step up here. A lot of room up the middle. Eastern Michigan did not cover. And, you know, we don't really have the best athletes, but I can assure you they don't either. So we're going to sim this offensive drive. Looks like we went down and scored. It looks like they patched the game today. It looks like a new glitch that is here is we can't see the score when we sim. So that's really bad, actually. Hopefully there's a hot fix for that. I would like to be able to see the score of the game as I'm simming. Otherwise, it's a guessing game. That's really not good. Third quarter, we have the ball up 6. We're going to stick out this drive, and our running back is hurt. Uh-oh. He has a lot of wear and tear on his right arm. What is going on? We don't have any, like, UI. Okay, there he goes. We're just going to throw it quick. Our wide receiver drops it. This is bad. If we can't actually see what's going on a lot of the times... Oh, my God. That's so crazy. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to just neglect the opportunity to take it. Maybe if I was a better man, I wouldn't. But this is game 1 against Eastern Michigan. I would like to not win by 6 points, ideally. I certainly don't want to lose either. I should specify that before our team just starts selling. And we're going to cut it up cuts in up the inside and almost had a good game there. Okay, good. We have some backups running reps. That's good. I don't really want our starting running back getting all the carries, especially with the wear and tear on his arm already.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get
yeah, we'll run it up the middle again. Sure. We'll actually cut this to the outside. A lot of room. Spin it back inside. And not quite the first, but very close to it. I'm going to get this first, and then I'm going to go back to simming. I'm going to trust this team, which I have a gut feeling I will regret. But I guess we'll have to see. All right, let's go back to simming. Hopefully they can capitalize on the good field position I gave them. Looks like they scored. I don't know what the score is, but I don't think Eastern Michigan has scored. We'll hop in here. 1:21 left. What are we talking about? Is this a 2 clock situation? Oh, very much so, in fact. It looks like this is pretty much game. Yeah, some glitches here with the... Oh, God. I did not tell him to do that. Some glitches here with the jumping. Did I just say jumping? I meant the scoreboard. It's just disappearing. Ooh, is that Williams? Ah, don't take those hits, dude. We're actually not even going to snap this because we have won the football game. 28-7, I believe, was the final score. We can't tell because it's not on the screen. In fact, I might have to postpone the rest of the series because of it. I don't like that. But we do win. We'll take a quick peek at the stats.
That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout
we're going to look at Iowa. Thank you. That's not Iowa. There it is. Our QB, 18 for 26, had a 69 completion percentage. Nice. 200 yards and 1 touchdown. He did okay. He did fine. Williams had a really good game. 5.2 yards per average per carry. 1 rushing touchdown. 1 rushing touchdown, excuse me, for my QB as well. A lot of split carries after Williams kind of started to get hurt. Hopefully he doesn't have that continue to happen. Luke didn't really do much, but no one did. Our best player was Caleb Brown, the wide receiver. Not a great offensive showing today against a really bad team, but it's okay. We did get 3 sacks, 1 pick for Deshaun Lee, and 1 forced fumble from our safety. So a lot to work on here. Ideally, when you play a team as bad as Eastern Michigan, and you're like a fringe playoff team, you do better than 3 scores, but that's okay. We're gonna level up here. We have 25 points, which we're gonna definitely use on our upgrading. Or we're gonna definitely use on our recruitment upgrading. Hendricks, we are really starting to take a lead now on him. That is really, really good. Not loving everything I'm seeing there. And some players that are thinking about leaving next year. Hopefully they don't love that. And a lot of players here that we're going to have to fight for. And we're going to have to look at it and see whether it's worth trying to keep them. Next week, huge week. I guess it's this week technically, but I'm not going to call it this week because I'm not playing that one in this video. Yeah, we are really starting to pull away. But like I said, there's no letting up here. This guy has to be ours and we can't slack. And what is so good about this is some of the things that we're really good at is our coach prestige, conference prestige, playing time. And he likes 2 of them guaranteed. And he might even like, you know, stadium atmosphere playing time as well. Should make it easier to recruit him. Michigan, still fighting equally as hard as they were. And I'm not letting off. I will straight up fight tooth and nail with Michigan for DeAndrew Cobb. Even if we lose, it's worth it to me. This athlete was a run stopper who wasn't really getting like attempted to be signed, and it doesn't look like he is really. So I'm going to send the house on him. If he's a 5-star athlete, maybe we can turn him into something on our team. This free safety we made a nice push on. This cornerback looked really good. I really want him. I don't know if it's reasonable to try and get him. There's a lot of players we're going to try and get in this first class, And we just kind of have to be careful. Now, really quick, how's Tom doing? We made a nice little boost against, I don't even know what team that is. Utah, maybe? We made a push on them, and we're not letting up. I want Tam. So, let's see, where were we? This other QB we are going to try and get as a backup option in case Tam doesn't work out. This elusive back is starting to get pursued by other teams, so we probably won't land him, unfortunately. This strong safety, we only put 10 in. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, but we might change that. Might put some more in. Now, this right tackle, I mean, he looks good. We'd have to put in 50 if we're going to make a push for him. He's a 4-star tackle. We'll come back to it if we can remember to. At tight end, by the way, we did find a star tight end who's not being recruited. He's 4-star. He's blocking tight end. Fits what we need. This is our guy. In fact, I'm going to put more points into him. I really want this guy. I think he's going to be worth it for us. And kind of similar situation potentially with Joey Allen. We'll scout him. Don't like what we see as much, but of course we are going to keep that contract on him. And I'm going to get rid of Sam Stacy. I want Franklin. I think he's more reasonable to grab. And before I forget, let me spend some of these coach skills. You're going to be a heavy recruiter kind of guy. We'll do the QB one. I think is worth it just because we can make a bigger push for our QB. Running back, I think we want to get one stage on wide receiver. And we only have one more tier left. Who do I want less time to fully scout? Definitely a position that has like a lot of players in it, like DBs or O-line is kind of what I'm thinking. O-line makes more sense. Yeah, we'll do O-line. So we have some of that upgraded. I don't know what our coordinators are. We're probably going to fire them immediately if we can next year. But we'll have to get there when we get there. Yeah, so what are we going to do here? I want to scout this dude. We did offer on him, and he's not being recruited by other guys. He's 90 speed, which is pretty good. He's 6'5", physical guy. This is kind of a guy that I think we're going to want, right? I mean, a lot of these players probably are, but we'll have to see as it goes. Is there anyone that I should just straight up remove? Probably this guy. Tam, we are going to actually offer more points on you because we can now. And hopefully that will give us a bigger boost trying to get you. Yeah, it should take less time to scout these wide receivers now, which is kind of a big deal. This dude is really good as well. We spent 30 points on this middle linebacker, and we didn't gain as much as I would have hoped. He looks good. I don't know how reasonable it is to keep trying on that one. Man, there's just a lot of players we either need to scout to know whether they're worth it. We're going to fully scout this dude. He is a bust, so he's probably not worth it. We'll keep the contract or the offer on him, but we won't put more points is what we'll do. DT is a tough one. We need DT. And we need a lot of these positions. We just don't have really the resources to try and get every single one. Let's look at this route runner, see how good he is. He has 90 speed. I want a healthy balance here between really good, like, big players and then athletes. Which one was it that looked really good? This guy looks solid. Yeah, this guy's 6'5". This is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm going to put 10 points on him. None of our guys have blazing speed, and that's fine. Like I said, I kind of want this to be a more like powerhouse kind of team than it is an athlete type of school, but I would like one blazer. Man, I don't know what we're going to do with these remaining 100 points because there's players that we probably need to pursue now if we want a chance at them. How's the running back situation looking? I wanted to look at this dude because he wasn't really being pursued. But we already are trying to get Freeland and Talib. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to put points into him. We'll remove Kuma and we'll keep Yancey scholarship there. Wide receiver looks decent. Tackle. Yeah, Byler. Wait, which one was it that I needed to put more points on if I wanted to stay in the race? Was it this guard? Because he looks really good. I'm going to put 20 or 50 on this guy. I think we can make a push for him. This guy's probably just going to have to go. Center. Only guy offering on Shan. Did I say Shan? Wow. Sean Emerson. This guy, I mean, he's good. I'm going to put 50 on him. And then we'll scout for this power rusher one time, and then I don't know what we'll do. We'll offer one DT, I guess. One 4-star DT, hopefully, who's not being recruited. We'll have to see. I need middle linebacker too. That's kind of a big one. Are any of these guys not being recruited at all? This guy isn't. Sure. Welcome to the team if you want to join, buddy. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed. We got a win, of course, that's nice, but really the first year is going to be about scouting. I will play Iowa State because it's a conference, not a conference, it's a rivalry game. Hopefully that goes well. We got to get some of these recruits early so that we can reallocate some of the points to other people. But if you enjoyed, tune into the next one. This series will hopefully be a really long one for me, and then I'll also add a lot of the successful players into a Madden franchise. If everything works out, it'll be really fun. So tune into the next one, and adios.